Hello, welcome to Lunch with Lee. Today we're talking about a very sensitive topic, and when it comes to dryer vents, which is how do you know a good company from a bad, or a bad service from a good? And the reality is there's a bunch of levels of service that people provide. There are the cheaper people, usually, that are not going up on ladders. They're putting blowers on things and kind of just blowing it out. There's no actual agitation. There's no something that spins through it. They just put kind of blow it out. You see handymen, stuff like that, doing it this way. They blow it out, whether it goes out on the roof or wherever, and then they put it back together again. And they say you're good. Now, how do you know? Do you think it worked better or not? You see a lot of lint coming out the outside. You think, okay, that's cleaner than it was. And a lot of times for the price they charge, it may be good value. Then there's the next level, which is someone comes out, they either put a vacuum, which is what we use so we don't make a mess, or a blower, and then they run something through it that spins. Whether it's from the roof, some of them won't go up on the roof again. Some of them won't go up on 3-story roofs. Some of them, if they can't get to it. But that's the next level. It does a better job cleaning out a dryer vent. But quite often, these people, and there's some that do and some that don't, may not have really good knowledge of current codes, the way that the termination on the outside of the house or the roof, how that's supposed to be designed. And after you're done, how do you know what worked and didn't work? Is it still working? Because we've seen dryer vents that are brand new that don't work at all because of design. And it could be the size of it could be the type of it could be crushed. There's a lot of different ways for dryer vents not to work. And then there's a third level, which is kind of what we do, which is we come out and the first thing we do is we put gauges on the vent to see how it's working. We see how much airflow comes out the roof or the side of your house, and we measure it. That way, when we do the cleaning, and we run a vacuum to the inside, so it sucks all the lint into a vacuum so it doesn't just go everywhere outside. It doesn't look near as impressive, but it's much, much cleaner. And then we run a brush from the outside to the inside. And there's a couple of different ways to do that if you don't have access to it. But from the outside to the inside, and it forces all the lint into the vacuum. And then we run the same tests afterwards to figure out how much good did we do. There's something called a Magnehelic. It measures the amount of how hard the dryer has to work to get air to the outside. And you want to see it below 0.6 inches of water column. And we will show you the actual gauges. And we will go outside and take an airflow measurement. That way we know if air is getting to the outside, how hard it has to work, if it has to work too hard. That way, if it's perfectly clean and it still doesn't work, we know before we leave. We're not leaving you with a bum dryer vent. That sounds a little weird. But we're very confident that when we leave, the vent is working the way it should. So it's a couple different levels, and you're going to get different price levels. There's also certifications. There's a certification through the CSIA. It's called CDET, Certified Dryer Exhaust Technician, for certifying technicians. I have that certification, but it teaches people technicals. I mean, what kind of training are these people doing? Is this their first week? We actually have hands-on training that we do to teach our people not just how to clean, but how is it supposed to be designed? What things make it not work? If they're having water leaks, is it the termination or is there condensation inside the line? Why are they seeing water leaks? So it's a different level. There are some companies that do AC ducts that also do dryer vents. Some of them do a good job. Some of them do not. They use something called a skipper occasionally, which is a little item you put in and it actually shoots compressed air in. It can do a spectacular job of cleaning. We don't use that method, but it's not bad. So there are some companies but the key is testing. Is after you're done, however you do it, because there's a bunch of good ways to clean a dryer vent. Have you is this an effective way, and how do you know if it's working? Besides just hooking up the dryer and going, oh, looks okay. Is it drying your clothes? Because you may just hook your dryer up, see if it works over the next couple of cycles. Is it working better or not? That's one way to do it. But for us, we use gauges. And then the next time you call us out, we know what good is. So we can compare that. Is it the same thing exactly? We run into that occasionally. People call us out 8 months later because they're just concerned. And we run the gauges and it's exactly as it was when we left it, which doesn't need to be cleaned. So we can save you some money by just charging you for an inspection and not the actual cleaning. So if you're concerned and you don't know, or we can't get out to you fast enough, all these different things, give us a call. We can do a virtual appointment and we can sort of go over what is good and bad. We can go over different companies, look at reviews, look at insurance. Does insurance cover them when they get up on ladders? Do they have workers' comp? All those things. But call us. We'll be happy to walk you through the maze. And if you choose somebody else because that's what's better for you at the time, that's fine. We don't have a problem with that at all. We do what we do, and it's not for everybody. But if it's for you, give us a call. Or if you're not sure, give us a call. We'll be happy to take care of it for you. Thanks.